Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Holly with Holly's Happy Home, and today we are doing our raised bed garden tour. It has been a while, and I'm sorry about that. I had a video already done, and I was like, you know what? I want to redo it because by the time it rolled around where I got the editing done, the growth was just insane. And I was like, no, they have to see the newest stuff. So here we are today, and I'm going to share with you the growth since March 23rd when this was planted. We have had a few changes since our first planting day, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. You'll notice everything's a little bit wet right now. We've started to get some different diseases with our squash. It's not looking the best, and the tomatoes are cracking. We've had a ton of rain as expected with Florida climate. We can go from super dry, which we did. We didn't have any rain since the beginning of April till about 5 days ago, and it has been a downpour ever since. Today is the first day we've had a couple hours break, and I am taking advantage. It's been both good and bad. I haven't had to water, which is great, but some of the things here are looking a little bit rough. Either way, we've still gotten an excellent squash harvest. Whoa, that was hard to say. An excellent squash harvest. And the tomatoes are still looking good. I am excited to share it with you. Alrighty, so I figured it would be best to start where I started when we began planting this. So we can walk through it the same exact way and you can compare it to where we began. Starting off with our onions, we're starting to get some bulbs. Look how cute they are. I fertilized them again a couple weeks ago, and it'll probably be the last time I fertilize. They're finally getting big, and I'm pretty excited about that. I was starting to worry I wouldn't get any onions. Our Thumbelina zinnias are absolutely gorgeous. Look at this big bush of zinnias. I've mentioned before that these are one of my favorite flowers, and they never fail to disappoint. They're just so delicate and cute, and I just love the pop of color. Our Roselle, our Florida cranberry, is doing wonderful. I cannot believe the growth that this has put on. It's only going to get bigger, but this plant actually loves heat, so it'll do really good throughout the summer. Our strawberries are starting to slow down. We've actually been picking about a handful every couple days. It is a race of who can get to it first, me or the bugs or the squirrels. And the chickens don't mind when the bugs get them because they get the rest. We actually had a whole strawberry plant die off here. I'm not sure what happened with that, but when they start putting off runners, I'll let them make new plants. I thought I had killed my chocolate mint, y'all. I thought I had. It was literally nothing in the pot, and just for fun, I put it over here to see if it would come back because I know it's like impossible to kill mint. And look at it now. I cannot believe I went from thinking it was dead to the point I actually bought a replacement plant to this thriving beauty. So, guys, don't give up on your mint. It will live. Moving over to our bean bed, look at this monstrosity here. I actually did not have to replant any beans. I had planted one per spot and said I would go back and replant, but everything came up and it is full and bushy and looks beautiful. This is the Roma 2 bush bean. You can see our little baby beans. Here soon we will be able to harvest some green beans and I cannot wait. We had planted some nasturtiums in the corner. Ooh, that's a good sized bean. But this side, the nasturtium didn't come up, so I did. Oh, look at it making me a liar. It's been weeks. Go figure. That and the marigold could live happily ever after together. Sorry about the wind. It's getting stormy. Like I said, we have had so much rain, and I'm just taking advantage of the break in between. Our peas over here, when I was planting these, I said I didn't think that I had planted them at the right time or they weren't going to make it. Look at these jokers. They're huge. They're making their way to the top of the trellis. This was, I looked back It is the mammoth snow melting pea. Hopefully I said that right. And it is actually starting to put on peas. It was much later than my other bean variety on the other side. Oh, look. Yeah, those are pretty. I haven't gotten to harvest any of these, but it looks like it'll be a couple days and I'll get to. Our carrots are looking good. This is the most carrots and best carrots I've ever grown. I've only ever harvested 2 carrots and they were like this big. It was sad. So to see this, I'm so happy. Aren't the tops just satisfying? Our garlic and onion bed has seen better days. I actually went ahead and pulled all the garlic, and you can kind of see a little Snapchat screenshot. Nope, that's not it either. A little short. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. A little short of me pulling some of my garlic. It was all right here as well as in this bed over here on the sides. So I pulled the garlic because it's looking really rough. Our elephant garlic, this is a good size. It actually put off its scape. So I pulled that scape, and it's supposed to be done about a month after you pull the scape. However, these are dying and breaking off, and I think that they're just going to get pulled today. I'll actually harvest a couple at the end of this video so that we can see what they look like together. These onions, looks like I need to come through and spoon these out so that they could bulb properly. They're starting to bulb. I did have one bulb and I let it go to seed because look how pretty this is. And the flowers smell like onion and garlic, but the pollinators love it, and I just think it's very pretty. On the opposite side of our bean bed, I just wanted to show you the Alaska nasturtiums over here. They're starting to flower. And aren't they pretty? I love the variegated foliage. Man, it's so pretty. And the other peas I was talking about, I have been saying that these are sugar snap peas. And I looked back at my notes. These are actually Wando peas, I want to say. They're starting to fall off the trellis. But I have harvested so many of these. These were very, very, very giving. I got so many peas. Uh-oh, my dog's sounding off. I pickled these. Hold on, I'm going to pause this for a minute. What was he barking at? What was he barking at, Ren? You showing off? You want to give him a gobble? I thought you did. I thought you did. Thank you, boys. Anyways, back to our peas here. I actually pickled them. I made pickled snap peas, and they are so delicious. I don't regret it. Looks like I better hurry. Looks like the storm might be coming. So I just said that I pulled the garlic in this bed, but our eggplant are doing really good. I've got to get one more eggplant to go right there. And then I'm going to plant sweet potatoes on the sides here. I have my starts already, so they'll be going in here shortly. Uh-oh, I feel raindrops. Our Greek oregano and our dill, peppermint, more oregano. Oh no, the rain. All right, I'm gonna have to pause and come back. It's raining on me. Okay, we're back at it again. It only rained for about 10 minutes. So we'll go until the next little bit of rain, but the sky is actually looking maybe a little clearer right over us for now. All of our peppers are doing excellent. There's some little bitty peppers on there. Most of them have peppers. I've noticed Aji Cachucha just have little starts of peppers. The fish peppers, oh, they do have little bitty starts of peppers on them. Most of the jalapenos have really good sized jalapenos on them though. I'm impressed with how fast the peppers are producing this year. They must be extra happy with our compost topped soil. The Persian carpet zinnias, I love them. They're about the size of a quarter. The only thing that I wish was a little bit different about them is they don't have much variety of color. Like this and this are the only colors I've seen. They are so pretty though. More Thumbelina zinnias. Got some lunchbox peppers. These are actually to go in the green stalk, but figured we would admire them since we were over here. This is also a jalapeno, and see if you could see them. They're just loaded. I'm so proud of my peppers. And I'll see if I could find one since it's raining. But I have been holding back from spraying any of these. Like I had mentioned was one of my goals this year. And I have been seeing so many ladybugs. I'm so happy about it because I was fighting aphids so bad. So bad. And now that I haven't been spraying, the ladybugs have been showing up in big amounts. Our Everglades tomato over here is getting huge. And there are little things of tomatoes. That one's tiny. Everywhere. I'm going to get so many tiny tomatoes from this. They say the Everglades tomato is a tomato that loves the Florida heat and doesn't mind the crazy weather. You see that big cluster down there? And so far it's proving to be true. Look how massive this thing has gotten. I put another little two in this big terracotta pot. We'll see how two do in that size pot. I think they'll do good with how good this one has grown. I forgot to mention in this garlic bed, I had found an extra sugar rush peach and two fish peppers at our local farmer's market, and I couldn't even help myself. So I just had to put them in here. And I think when I pulled those garlic out and these onions, I can't really decide what to put here. I think I might do some more okra. I'm just not sure. Our onions over here, doing about the same as the others. I need to come spoon them out and apparently weed them because I've been slacking on that. Our Egyptian walking onions are bulbing. And for those of you who don't know, Egyptian walking onions are called walking onions because they make these little bulbs up on the top. You could actually eat these, pickle these, you could use them. These ones are still small. But then the plant flops itself over, just like it is now, into the soil, and these make roots. So that's why it's called a walking onion, is because they walk, just like that. Ours in this bowl are doing the same thing. These bulbs are a little bit bigger on this side, it looks like. And that basil that I said I didn't know would come back, look at it now. It is so pretty. This is a purple basil. It smells heavenly, y'all. Heavenly. Looks like it's trying to go to seed. I'm just going to pinch this off. Wow, that was kind of difficult. So pretty. Let me step back and show you the cucumber arch progress so far. It will not be long before this takes over the whole arch, and it is going to be stunning. I've already been picking cucumbers. I was going to show y'all. I was trying to wait, but you know, cucumbers, you're supposed to pick them a little bit. Oops, so sorry. You're supposed to pick them kind of small for Boston pickling. If you let them get too big, it'll signal the vine to stop producing. So we do have some cucumbers on here. Plenty of flowers, plenty of little cucumbers. Like I said, I've already picked quite a few, and I'll insert a picture. But these are doing really good. And same with this side. So I forgot to mention Over here we had planted the muncher cucumbers, and neither of them made it. So these are looking a little bit smaller on this side because I had to come back and replace these with Boston pickling. So both sides of this now are Boston pickling. Oh no. Guys, do y'all know what that is? A squash bug. Those lay eggs underneath the leaves. Uh-oh, I need to come through here and pick these off. My greenhouse door is blowing open. This wind is just a lot. Our peppers over here are doing good. Like I said, the Aji cachucha, this is a habanada, but the Aji cachucha and the habanada seem to be flowering and producing peppers a little bit slower. That's a good sized cucumber in there. Can y'all see it right back there? Cucumbers are like an Easter egg hunt. Oh, look, there's a pepper. There's actually quite a few on here. This one's a Hungarian yellow wax pepper. I know there's some over here. Look at all these jalapenos. Jalapeno, jalapeno, jalapeno. I'm getting some bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers this year, guys. I'm gonna go swimming and then get my jalapeno poppers. So this is our tondo squash. Last time we were on here, I was planting these from seed and they were already this big. These are the ones that I was saying are starting to look bad though. Look at their leaves. And it didn't start doing this until we started getting all this rain. Here it's so hot and so humid already that it's hard for squash. You're kind of battling either squash bugs, pickle worms, squash vine borer, or powdery mildew or other diseases. Our climate is just not very good for a lot of squash. That being said, I have gotten so many squash off these tondo squash, and I would 100% grow them again. And I will show you here in a minute. You know what? Let me show you now. I just want to share the difference of in the raised bed garden and how they're doing in the in-ground garden, because it is a big difference on the leaves. Look how healthy this tondo squash in the in-ground garden looks. Completely different. And there's the rain again, guys. Ah! Today is going to be a test on my patience, I suppose. We are back and still looking at the tondo squash. Looks like there's one in there I need to remove. But yeah, the big bed, all the leaves are so pretty. The squash still look good. They're producing great. And here the leaves look like this. And I'm not sure why the difference, because other than being in a raised bed versus in ground, there's not really much of one. I mean, they're pretty close together. So if anyone has any ideas, feel free to let me know. Our jalapeno over here is doing super good. And our banana pepper over there is as well. I actually already harvested a big old banana pepper off of it. Our herbs we put in here are doing great. We have our sage here, our cute little thyme here, our other sage, and our other big fluffy thyme in that corner. I don't know if our asters are going to do anything. That one's there and this one's here, and neither of them have grown very much. Our lemon squash, I actually learned that this is supposed to be a squash vine borer resistant variety, and hopefully that stands to be true. We have some little lemon squash on it, and I've already harvested a few. I'm actually up to 8 pounds in the freezer, 8 pounds on the counter to preserve, and my goal is to get to 25 pounds of squash, which I think will be plenty for my family for the year. And then we'll start again next year. After I get to my 25 pounds, I'm going to start giving squash to friends and neighbors and let them enjoy the harvest. The tomatoes in this bed, I am so impressed with this. You could see where the squirrel gnawed it down. This is a black strawberry cherry tomato, and it was about this tall and got gnawed down by a squirrel. There was no leaves on it, no branches, no nothing. And it has revived itself. and now even has a bunch of tomatoes on it. So this one did not give up. It said that squirrel couldn't have it. And here is the black strawberry cherry that didn't get mowed down by the squirrel. It's doing excellent. It's got a bunch of very pretty purple and green tomatoes on it. How stunning are those? The biggest one, and I don't know why, but it only had one. It's almost ready. It's right there in the crook of that branch, and I really cannot wait to try these. I will say though, it seems like they're getting disease much sooner than any of my other varieties. I've been cutting off leaves, cutting off leaves. I haven't decided if these are going to be one I grow next year or not. Just, I guess it'll depend on the taste because they do have quite a few on here. So we'll see how long it lasts. This is the Rosella, and we have some tomatoes ready. I'm going to pick these here. I don't know if I want to pick them tomorrow or today. Some of the birds have been pecking the tomatoes, so I don't know if I want to chance it or not. But the Rosella is beautiful, and it's making some very large clusters of tomatoes. I'm going to be loaded. I'm going to be tomato rich, y'all. There are different types of rich. I'm already squash rich. I'm going to be pepper rich and tomato rich. Another Rosella. I also apparently am very bad at pruning tomatoes. I tried getting the suckers. Obviously, I did not do great. We've got branches hanging everywhere. For those of you who do not know, a sucker is this little tomato stem that grows between the main stem and one of its branches. So this is what will turn into a big branch like this. It will try to turn into another main leader. From what I understand and have not proven yet, if you leave the suckers, you can get more main branches and more in quantity of tomatoes. Or you can snip off the suckers, and actually these will root really easy. You can get a whole other tomato plant by just cutting this off and sticking it into soil or some water and propagating it. But if you cut them off and just leave one main stem, you can get larger tomatoes. So it's either way. You could get more tomatoes by leaving them or larger tomatoes by cutting them. This is our heirloom bed, and it's going a little bit wild. I still don't know what varieties these are, but I'm excited to find out. They are making some gorgeous tomatoes. They are splitting though because of the rain, which is kind of sad, but they are so big and beautiful, and I'm hoping that they can just, heal themselves over from splitting. Just being wishful thinking there. It looks like the wind and the rain are snapping off some of our branches. So I'll probably have to pull this one off, which stinks because it's got some big old tomatoes on it, but better now than later when they're almost ready, and then it can focus on producing the rest of these tomatoes. This one has a few, but not many. These aren't the same shape as the other heirlooms. They almost look like cherry tomatoes, but I don't think they are. Look how pretty this heirloom tomato branch is. It's got some very big, pretty tomatoes on it. I can't wait for some slicer tomatoes. I'm one of those people who can just take a tomato, slice it up, put some salt and pepper on it, and call it a whole meal. It is so good to me. These two squash we planted in this bed turned out to be both zucchini. You can see here, this one has one ready to harvest. And this one stopped growing. I'm not sure if it didn't get pollinated. I know it has something bored into it. I could see on the bottom that it has a little bit of juice coming out right there. So I'm probably going to pick both of those today and see what I could salvage from the one. Our anise hyssop is doing great hidden in there. You can't see it at all from the top, but it is doing good. It's hiding in there, growing fast. Our peppers in this bed are doing great. This is another one where I thought the nasturtiums didn't come up. I replanted them 3 times, and then they finally popped up a couple days ago. But I had already put in a marigold, so they're just going to share the space now. Look how full this bed is. I told y'all it was going to look empty at first and that it would fill itself in. But look how much this is filled in. Is that not beautiful? This is a 4x4 bed. We've got 2 squash, 2 peppers, 2 nasturtiums, a marigold, and that hyssop in here. They're all doing lovely. Got some peppers going. I bought a stevia plant and put that in right here. Really liking it. Our herbs here are looking beautiful. This is a oregano, Greek oregano, lemon thyme, spearmint, lemon verbena, and this one smells so good. I wish you could smell it through the phone. Oh my goodness. It's like, man, like a lemon sherbet smell. It smells so good. Here was our replacement chocolate mint for our chocolate mint that is doing fantastic now. And actually, I feel like maybe even looks better than this. But now I just have 2. Our chamomile. And this has made so many pretty flowers. It's starting to kind of die back now, but it has been so pretty. I've enjoyed seeing the little delicate blooms. Our calendula looks a little bit like wet mops after all this rain, but it has been really blooming good. And this is the Pacific mix, I believe. So all of them look a little bit different, and I love that no 2 are the same. Look at that vibrant orange. See, this one's a vibrant orange too, but the middle is going to be a dark color. And we've got yellow. And look at these. This has been my favorite so far. This is now in my top 5 favorite flower. I've already ordered my ones for next year and can't wait for those to come in. The snapdragons are finally blooming. This is the tall deluxe mix. I have some here. Y'all know why they're called snapdragons? You can squeeze them and they open their mouths. So pretty. These are also a host plant for the common buckeye butterfly, and I am lucky enough to have been chosen for the common buckeye butterfly caterpillars. So we should be seeing a lot of those. I was worried that they would eat down the foliage too much and I wouldn't get to see the flowers, but it doesn't seem like they're doing all that much damage. There's one on the bottom. Whoa, that was a spider. There's one on the bottom of this leaf. I haven't seen any cocoons yet, but there were so many more a couple weeks ago, and they've got to be going off to make their cocoons. And last but not least, let's just stand back and look at these marigolds. They're getting so big and beautiful. I'm going to come back through, I think, and put some basil or herbs between because I just think that would really complete this row. You could really see how bad the tomatoes are splitting right here. See that one back there? It stinks, but sometimes they'll just come back and heal themselves. So fingers crossed on that. This is the carbon variety. This stalk on this got so thick. You can see where the clip was back there. I had to chop the clip off because it is just getting so big and bulky. I cannot believe the growth that these have put on. These are supposed to be a very dark, beautiful slicer tomato, and I sure cannot wait. Fresh tomatoes have got to be like the #1 thing I'm excited for from this garden. Look how big and pretty that is. I can't wait to harvest these with y'all. This is Mamie Brown. So far, and I'm scared to say too much, but so far the Mamie Brown has been the winner. I don't see any, scared to say it, I don't see any disease on these leaves. They all look very healthy, and none of the tomatoes have split because of the rain. So if this continues like this will definitely have a place in my garden every year. So that was kind of a quick overview of the whole garden here. And before I let you go, let's just pull one of these together. I'll pull the one in the ant pot. No, I'm not going to pull that one first because I don't want ants all over me. Let's pull this one. All right, they may be dying and they may not be, looking the best, but that's a big bulb. I know it's elephant garlic, but that's actually a really good sized bulb. Like, even if they're not as big as they maybe should be, I'm very happy about that. You want to pull the monster together? Let's pull the big boy. Yay! That one's looking really good. And it's even got an extra little garlic corm off to the side. You could actually turn around and plant these, and it takes a lot longer to get garlic from them. I believe it takes 2 years instead of just getting it this year. But you can turn around and plant those corms and get elephant garlic from those too. There was 2 of them. This one's, I don't know if that's starting to sprout or what's going on with that one. That's super exciting. That's really cool. I'm going to finish pulling the rest of that, pick our 2 zucchini, and try and decide what to put here. It doesn't look like my onions I started from seed are going to do anything. So I think I'm just going to pull those up and use them as green onions on my food. Well, everyone, that was the whole raised bed garden tour. I hope you enjoyed, and message me in the comments. What would you like to see a harvest video of? Is it tomatoes? Is it cucumbers? I've been trying to post some shorts since we haven't gotten a massive harvest yet, but let me know what you'd like to see and I'll post a short or a video of that. When we start to get larger harvests, I will post a longer video. But until then, thank you for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, and leave me a comment. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys.